Moving on. Uncle Doug.
Hello.
As always, you're headed south.
Yeah.
And you're headed south, and you run to the platform, but you miss that train. You know what I mean? You miss that midnight train to Georgia.
You know why?
Again and again.
I had something on my mind.
You had something else on your mind. So I don't know how to get you there. I don't know how to get you where you're going.
Fellas, let me just step in here. Because if you're lucky...
Uncle Dan, is that you?
Yes, it is. Yes. Hi, it's me, everybody.
With
Uncle
the solution to our problem.
Yes, indeed. You need to get to Georgia. And let's just say that you need to get to the most bullshit part of Georgia next to literally nothing.
Point of order.
Yes.
That's the entire state of Georgia.
No.
Take that, Georgian listeners.
I said the most bullshit part.
Oh.
We're talking pointless, completely pointless piece of ground.
Home of no illusions.
That's right.
Valdosta, Georgia.
Nope. Jump onto Highway 77, tootle into Elbert County, and there, off the side of the road, in the middle of a cow pasture atop a hill, you may see...
the state capital.
Georgia Governor Nathan Deal.
Well, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
In our Earth's 6,000 years of history, that is.
Yeah. That was very young Earth.
Yes, exactly. You know what? I like to go strong. I like to go hard. What can I say? Mankind has been tantalized by many a mind-boggling mystery. The Great Pyramids of Egypt, Mexico, and Las Vegas. The Shroud of Turin. The Bermuda Triangle, Nicolas Cage's career, all of these things. But to that rarefied list... May we now add what is quite possibly the most important mystery of them all. America's Stonehenge itself, the Georgia Guidestones.
I ran out of breath.
Yeah, well, that's okay. You're the only person who plays a mouth theremin, so...
Yeah, I'm much like my swimming, my theremin is a sprint, not a marathon. Yeah.
Okay, so... You may ask yourself, what are these guidestones of which I speak? And I didn't even know about these things until a couple weeks ago. I was doing a thing on Thank God I'm Atheist, and I was listening to Mark Taylor, who is the fireman prophet. Have you heard of this guy?
No. Fireman prophet?
He was a fireman in Texas, I think, somewhere in the South, some worthless part of this country again.
Oh, God. We're going to get in so much trouble. Yes, go on.
We are. Sorry about it, guys.
Yeah.
We're only playing mostly.
I got so much shit for our attacks on Kentucky, and deservedly so.
Yes,
last
indeed.
Week.
You were a little rough.
Yeah.
Anywho, this guy, there's even a movie about him. God Awful Movies did a takedown of it a ways back. But this guy is a conspiracy nut. He's one of the proponents of this sort of idea that there's a new world order and that Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama are all part of a child molestation ring that's run by George Soros.
Right, and Jews.
The Jews.
The Jews.
We're getting there. Don't worry, they'll come. But he's one of these guys. But he also, his origin story is that he was a firefighter and he started having dreams and realized, oh, shit, I'm a fucking prophet. These are dreams that God has given me, and now I know the future. And never mind the fact that most of his prophecies, if he bothers to get specific at all, as with all prophets, psychics, mediums, various and sundry, they don't come true. But then he has reasons why, they actually did come true, but then it was covered over by the Illuminati or whatever. Anyway, he at one point is spouting off on some random bunch of bullshit and mentions the Georgia Guidestones. And I'm like, the what stones? What could that possibly be? Well, let me tell you what it is, fellas. 20 feet tall, giant monolithic blocks of granite. Imagine, if you will, 4 foot wide, 19 foot tall, 4 of these pillars, and probably 8 inches thick. Just really huge blocks of granite, onto which which are sort of arranged in a sort of pinwheel. They're all sort of perpendicular to each other and facing inward. And then there's a center column, and then a capstone that touches all of them. And this thing is set up, as I said, in a cow pasture in Georgia, near literally nothing. It is 90 miles away from Atlanta, something like 40 miles away from Athens. That's the closest real city. They're in Elbert County. And people come from miles around to see it, mostly because if anybody sees it, they came from miles around. There's nothing even close. Anyway, what you have on this thing, it's inscribed in 8 languages with 10, not commandments, but 10 rules, a vision for Earth and the future.
Okay.
And I will read them to you. But and you should know that it's inscribed in English. I fucking love. At some point, somebody chose all of the things that I'm about to tell you. People talked, probably multiple people, we don't know for sure, talked to each other, and they specifically and on purpose chose everything that you're about to hear.
Okay.
Just keep that in mind.
I'm ready.
They're in English, Spanish, Swahili, Hindi, Hebrew, Arabic, Chinese, and Russian.
All right.
On different faces of these 4 stones. So you got 2 faces on each stone.
Right.
So there's your 8. Basically, here we go. And you guys stop me if you hear anything that you think might be a little bit wonky. I think we'll sail through this. Okay. Right.
Okay.
Correct.
Do Russian.
Number 1. Maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. No problems there.
I've got bad news.
We have blown past that, but that's fine.
Pretty easy. Obviously, we all agree with that one.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Well, the three of us are doing our part for that.
So right. Yes, exactly.
We have not contributed at all.
Uncling rather than fathering is at least, we're at least trying our best.
Yeah.
Number 2, and these are not numbered, they're just sort of listed. Here we go.
Stacked.
Guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity.
Okay, so that's eugenics. That's creepy.
These sound like these were written in one of those other 8 languages and translated into English.
It sounds like that. Probably not, but it sounds like that. Here we go. 3, unite humanity with a living new language. Sound like anything? Maybe a Deseret language. Who knows?
Yeah.
Number 4, rule passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason. I actually kind of like that one.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's
a little
the least
Vulcan,
crazy.
A little on the Vulcan side, but good.
It's the least crazy so far.
I'm down with it. Number 5, protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts.
Okay. It doesn't sound poetic. It sounds reasonable.
And obvious. Right. Like painfully, stupidly obvious.
Right. It's kind of Zodiac level piffle.
Yeah.
Right?
Here we go. Let all nations rule internally, resolving external disputes in a world court. Now, if you know conspiracy theories... you know that
is the Jewiest thing you could say.
That set off some alarm bells.
That showed up on the Richter scale.
Yeah, right.
Avoid petty laws and useless officials. Well, wouldn't we all like that?
Bit general, but sure.
Yeah, exactly. And who gets to decide? Well, that's a question. Then balance personal rights with social duties. Okay,
sure. That's good.
Prize truth, beauty, love, seeking harmony with the infinite. So now we're getting fucking hippy-dippy. Mm-hmm. And finally, number 10.
We're getting to the good stuff.
Be not a cancer on the earth. Leave room for nature. Leave room for nature.
Fucking hippie.
Yeah.
Does it say it twice?
It does say it twice. Yeah.
Did they run out of room for a third time?
Yeah, they did. No, there was actually plenty of room. So, There you go.
So these sound, I mean, they're kind of fortune cookie type pearls of wisdom.
Okay. Some of them are.
I Googled it.
Uh-huh.
I Googled it, and I agree. It's kind of fortune cookie wisdom. If Moses had the physical fortitude to carry these down the hill, they are, I'm looking at dimensions, they're 16 feet 4 inches tall, 1.7 feet thick, and 6.5 feet wide. So, anyway, had Moses been able to lug these down the hill, I think we'd be in better shape. They're kind of not so shitty as the 10.
They are, they're, I mean, at least 4 of them aren't wasted on the God thing. But yeah, we've got eugenics in there. That's a bit of a problem. It is a problematic thing.
No, I mean, that's a fair point.
Yeah.
These are better than the 10 Commandments, but so are the rules to Chutes and Ladders. Like, I mean, it's a low fucking bar.
Well, I mean, at least the 10 Commandments had stuff that we can all mostly agree on. You know, don't kill, don't steal. Those things are pretty easy.
Same with Chutes and Ladders.
But I don't know that we can all agree on unite humanity with a living new language. You know what I mean? Like, or like, can we all agree on 500 million being our max out point? Like,
so, were these
close to 8 billion, right?
Yeah, were these put in place when there were only 500 million people?
1970s, my friends. No. This is something that showed up. We have a story behind it. It was erected, I guess, in the 80s, in 1980 itself. And the story is very interesting, and boy, it just feeds into the conspiracy nuts mindset so perfectly.
Boy!
You will get kicked off of this show if you do that ever again. In 1979, a man using the pseudonym Robert C. Christian came into the Elberton Granite Finishing Company. And are you okay?
I am.
Okay. Doug has spilled some water.
I had a little spill, but we're good.
Okay.
He got excited when you say granite finishing.
Yeah,
he tends to have a reaction.
So apparently, the one thing that area actually has is a lot of granite, and so apparently they went not to a place that could bring granite to them, but they just went to the granite and said, "Hey, do you mind? I represent a group of people." This guy says, who want to create this monument. Money is no object. What do you say? And the guy thought that that he was a nutball, so he said some outrageous figure, to which the man agreed, and they got it all set up. And nobody still to this day knows who the fuck this guy was, or if he was representing a group, or if it was just his like fever dream ramblings being put into etched into marble.
What year did Brewster's Millions come out?
Right.
Is it 1980?
Brewster's Millions. Jesus. The toy.
No, remember the plot was he had to spend money needlessly.
Right, yes, that's right. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had to spend all of the millions.
Well, this looks like a good project to spend needlessly on.
Right. So the guy did it. They built the damn thing on this weird plot of land that has, and it is surrounded by cow pasture. That's not me lying.
Yeah.
And then and there it is. And now it's just left to the ages. So far, nobody has claimed responsibility for it, but lots of people have claimed to really know the true story.
What does Alex Jones have to say about it?
Right? I'll bet you he's talked about it. I didn't find an Alex Jones.
It's making our monuments gay.
The cows around it. They're going to be gay. There is apparently a time capsule buried underneath it that is to be opened. There are explicit instructions that there is a time capsule buried beneath it, and that time capsule is to be opened on, and then it's blank. So
is that like the castle?
Yeah, exactly.
That's our new Patreon goal. That clearly is. Your uncles are supposed to go dig up the time capsule.
Yeah, exactly. It says placed 6 feet below this spot on blank to be opened on blank.
It's the direct-to-cable National Treasure sequel.
Right, yeah, exactly.
It is. Poor Nicolas Cage's next film is just slowly pickaxing his way underneath the Georgia Guidestones.
Yeah. So this giant thing. So here's where people are going with this thing, because you can read about just sort of what it is, but it's not. It doesn't really sing until you read about what it means to people, to the crazies. There's nothing more tantalizing to them than than a mystery. And so, yes, it's tied into, obviously, the New World Order,
right?
Because it's got this whole, because it mentions a world court,
yeah, and a world language,
and a new world language. And what's funny, as I researched this, and as I researched the conspiracy theories, because you do something like this, and you start tumbling down rabbit holes left and right, is that the conspiracy theorists just have a different fucking outlook on everything. And so, in the same category, under the umbrella of these are the people who are trying to destroy the world for the rest of us, and especially to destroy Christianity. You got the New World Order, you got the Illuminati, you got the UN. We'll talk a bit about the Rosicrucians.
Yes,
which we should get on. We should do a whole segment on at some point.
Yeah.
Planned Parenthood is involved, of course, because we got the eugenics and whatever. The Freemasons, the UN, and environmentalists.
Right.
So for some reason, when they hear someone saying "protect the Earth," what they hear is destroy Christianity,
right,
and destroy our way of life, and also somehow it's only the Jews that want this. So. And they're bad.
Then I guess what they're tacitly admitting is that Christianity wants to destroy the earth, right?
It seems that way, or rather that So one of the things that I have heard is that Christians who believe in this shit believe that there's no way we could destroy the earth because God has ordained it for our use, and so you can't destroy it. You can't do anything to it. Nothing bad can happen. God gave it to us. So, roll coal as hard as you want.
Coal!
Because nothing bad can happen.
Why'd he give us coal?
Right?
If he didn't want us to use
exactly.
it. If he gave us coal, why are there still monkeys?
There's also... There's also some interesting hippy-dippy shit associated with these stones, including some astronomical stuff.
I was going to ask.
There's a channel through the center stone that indicates the celestial pole. There's a horizontal slot that indicates the annual travel of the sun. So a sunbeam through the capstone marks noon throughout the year. Mm-hmm. And apparently there's a hole that's drilled through that, like, at nighttime, if you look through the hole, it's theoretically always pointed at the North Star. I'm not sure if that's a real possibility, but it doesn't seem right.
I don't think the North Star is in geosynchronous orbit.
No,
it is.
But it's not in orbit.
But it stays constant.
It's about 10 light years pretty much directly above the North Pole.
Right, exactly.
So that's why it actually stays fairly constant in the northern hemisphere sky.
Right.
You're welcome.
Nerd.
Yeah, exactly. But it does travel through, like, we still spin, so I guess, I guess it doesn't really. No, I don't know.
But
Maybe
it
works.
But let's be clear. This is not like some miraculous. It's not like the Druids built this thing with all of their knowledge.
Well, no, but like we now have a lot more astronomical knowledge, so this kind of shit's.
Yeah, there's the North Star. I'm going to drill a hole right there.
You got to do the calculations, but then you can do it.
Yeah.
And they did. They bothered to do all of this stuff. So,
but you know what, Dan, you were saying that this thing is clearly mostly defined by the people whom it drives mad.
Yes.
And if you Google the Georgia Guidestones, many of the pictures you will see are of a lot of vandalism to this thing.
That's true.
It
has been defaced many times.
Well, that's how you stick it to the Illuminati.
Yeah, exactly. The other thing is that there are people who go to this thing. It has attracted a whole lot of people who are there because they think it's brilliant. So there are hippy dippies. There are Wiccans that go to it. There are all of these people that do, various rituals around it. Oh. Basically, it's catnip for anybody who has crazy, magical thinking. It is, it's set up so well.
It's bringing people together.
And
this isn't... Yeah, go ahead, Dan.
I mentioned the Rosicrucians, and there's a reason that I mentioned them. Because you'll recall that I said that the name of the guy who commissioned this thing, he called himself Robert C. Christian, or R.C. Christian.
Which, Lordy.
Christian R.C. is the name of the guy who theoretically founded the Rosicrucians. There is... So, all of this, it's... I want to make a conspiracy... I want to make a thing like this as a practical joke against these guys, because this was done so beautifully. And now they talk about, like I said, Mark Taylor, who introduced me to this idea, was talking about it as though this is the guidepost for how the New World Order wants to go about creating the universe, this world for the future.
This is typical of huge, totally underground, Hydra-level conspiracies.
Right.
That what they do is they leave their instruction manual in 16-foot high slabs of granite next to a highway in Georgia. That's just how it's done.
Yeah.
That's how secrets are kept.
In Espanol.
By the way, I don't know where you got 16 feet, but I've got 19 feet 3 inches total height.
Well, clearly there's some disagreement about this, Dan.
There is.
Yeah.
So you listeners, you will have to go to Georgia and measure them yourselves.
Is it metric versus imperial? Because that's another.
Right. That's right. It's in nautical miles.
Is it Jew inches versus Christ inches? And there's literally a picture. There's literally a picture online of the crane and a bunch of guys with ladders putting the fucking capstone on the thing. It's not like a crop circle. You can see the guys actually doing it.
Yeah, I mean, this did not appear in some mysterious way, but still, nobody knows what it is. Nobody knows why it is, and it's being used for only good and never evil all throughout the land.
Yeah. Well,
so there you have it. It is the.
I think we found something else to worship.
It's the guide stones. Let them guide your life. See what happens. Who knows? Kill 9/10 of the world population and see what happens. It'll be
in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Moving on.
All right, let's move on.